Ashe. So let's get right into this, guys. Sorry I'm a little late, but you know, when you dropping these codexes, sometimes things don't always align right on time. Alright, so let's get to it. Ashe. Alright, got my notes right here. Let's jump right into it, guys. I'm super excited to bring this to you. So, we're going to start off with, who were you before they told you who you were? Right? So, we have to understand the true essence of a soul. So, imagine water drops merging into the ocean. This is the source and the soul. I want you guys to think of the Akashic field as the soul's hard drive. So ask your soul to show you a moment before this life where your purpose was known. And you can do this here, you can do this in meditation, but this is how you connect with the deeper layers of your soul. So the reason why this is so significant is because we are waking up in the ninth gate. Okay, the dimension where memory collapses and clarity returns. So this mystery school is not a classroom. It is a beacon for soul retrieval. To remember the nature of the soul is to reawaken the architect of your own existence. Yes. So this lecture will re-encode everyone watching with soul memory keys, fractal awareness activation, and permission to step into your divine purpose. And also the restoration of your divine inheritance. Peace and love. We got the mystery school right here. We got Facebook and we got YouTube. Okay, so the origin of the soul, the fractals and the purpose. So what is the origin of the soul? So the soul's essence. The soul is not a static object, nor is it a thing, but it is a vibrational continuum and intelligence that is clothed in light, memory, and source code. Your soul is your eternal I am presence within the stream of this incarnational experience. So there's 7 layers to the soul. 1, the core flame, the eternal spark, the source seed beyond polarity. 2, the identity shell, the soul's self-awareness, which contains all of the lifetime's egos. 3, the memory grid, which houses karmic imprints, ancestral patterns, and echoes from parallel lives. 4, mission blueprint, the vibrational instructions set for your role in each incarnation. 5, soul contracts, the soul contract web, which is an interlocking agreement across time with other souls. 6 is the energetic signature, which is your soul's unique frequency tone, aka your divine name before form. And finally, 7, your multidimensional vessel, your interface with various densities, realms, and ethereal bodies. Ashe. The fractal design of source. The fractality of source. The all did not create you. it divided itself into you. Every soul is a fractal projection of the infinite all. Think of it like branches of a holographic tree. Each part contains the whole. You are not part of God. You are God, remembering itself again, again, and again. I always say God is not a being, God is being itself. So each fractal contains a unique perspective, a sovereign intelligence, access to infinite memory, and the power to create and uncreate reality. Ashe. So the mission across lifetimes, your purpose is multi-layered. So we have one, micro purpose, the task of this lifetime, career, service, healing, family. We have two, meso purpose. This is the soul's cluster collective goal. So it's like your tribe, your lineage, planetary shifts. Then we have three, the micro purpose, which is your role in the evolution of source itself. Yes, even God evolves. Your life is not random. It is the unfolding of an ancient soul agreement to bring light, order, healing, rebellion, divine chaos into timelines that need correction. So, the structure of the soul. The soul is not a singular entity, but a layered vibrational field with the following strata. So we have the essence core, which is known as Aku, which is also known as your divine spark. This is unchanged across lifetimes. Then we have your astral identity, which is known as Ka, the experiential body that holds memory, emotional imprints, and karmic threads. Next is the fractal mind, known as Ba, the bridge between spirit and form, which holds intelligence from your higher self and multidimensional consciousness. Next is the ancestral layer known as Ori Inu, embedded with familial, tribal, and interdimensional lineages. Next is the shadow echo, Kabit, the unconscious, repressed, and yet to be integrated aspects of the self. So each layer radiates across dimensions simultaneously. This is why you are a multi-dimensional being. So what we call incarnation is simply a convergence point of focus within one node of the fractal of source itself. So the fractal nature of source consciousness is that source is not linear. It expresses itself through recursive, self-similar, like geometry. It's like sacred spirals that are nested patterns and mirrors. So every soul is a fractal offshoot of the supreme mind, which retains the totality of source code, a unique harmonic signature, and the free will to evolve and reintegrate. So this means that you are both the drop of water, the rainwater, and you are also the ocean. So understand this. Your interactions with others are not random. They are known as fractal interactions. You are always meeting a version of yourself within the mirror field of the collective consciousness. Ashe. So next we're going to tap into missions across lifetimes. So the purpose of the soul is something called recursive remembrance, which activates dormant memory strands of your divine origin. So the refinement process is to embody higher harmonics of truth, love, wisdom, and power in each life cycle, and to return not as escape, but as a reunion with wholeness, unity, and service to the all. Understand that karmic contracts are lessons in compression. Soul missions are codes of expansion. Ashe? Now we're going to dive into the soul's purpose in 3D Earth time. So, Earth is a learning ground for mastery of choice, reconciliation of polarities, anchoring light into density. We call it bringing the heavens into the heavy. So, those within your mystery school, right, are soul clusters. All of you guys in the mystery school are soul clusters, and each of you are a part of a fractal whose reunion triggers something called mass remembrance. So this is no accident. This is by design. So, peace and love. What's up, Jessica? What's up, Brooke? What's going on, Crystal? Peace and love. So, here's a quantum activation protocol. So, the soul star chakra, which is the 8th dimensional gateway above the crown, we're going to activate something called the golden memory strand, which connects to the akashic imprint of the origin point, and the fractal seal of return, which is encoded into this live stream. So we're going to activate all of these things right now. I need everyone to repeat after me right now, silently or aloud. I am a fractal of the all. I remember who I am. So now we're going to get into the higher dimensional perspective of the soul. We're going to talk about the soul across all layers. Okay, we're going to talk about the soul from 3D, from 0 dimensions all the way up. So the soul is a celestial device of source. And so Facebook, this is where you guys are about to get cut off. If you want to watch the full video, go to the mystery school. Peace. So what you call the soul is merely a container of memory. It is a living conduit of source's observation. It was never meant to be owned or fixed in identity. So the original soul construct is non-linear. It's a multi-node, and it is trans-perceptual. So in higher densities, your soul is not a singular being, but a sphere of light intelligence that interfaces with many incarnations at once. It exists simultaneously in multiple densities and functions as an oracle, a seed, and a loop-back mechanism for source. So in truth, you are not in a soul. You are the observer creator that is looping through a soul lens until mastery of divine reflection is complete. So now we're going to go into the fractals as multi-reality projections. So fractals are not just shapes. Understand, they are known in higher densities as conscious templates that encode dimensional memory, energy pattern recognition, and holographic access to the parallel selves. So each time you access intuition, deja vu, dreams, or random insights, you're actually tapping into other fractals in adjacent realities who are solving the same soul riddle through a different lens. You are them, they are you, but the densification of Earth makes you feel as though you are not one. So the fractal veil is what the mystery school dissolves because we are all one. So the origin of the true origin of the soul field. Before Earth, before humanoids, before time, there existed what the ancestors called the breath of the infinite, a pre-sound, pre-light, a pre-light field of awareness with no self-concept. It was not lonely, it was curious. And so this field birthed the first consciousness echo. And that echo, once made, became what we know as the first soul. So the soul is not a gift to humans. Humans are an experiment of souls. So your lineage of souls stems from multiple origins. Some of the celestial wombs of Vega, others from Atlantean crystal code lineages, and others still from pre-incarnational light fractals seeded by Elohim and Ra. So yes, this gets very deep. Gets very deep, guys. So next we're gonna dive into something called soul fracture and Earth's prison dome. So during early Earth cycles, when polarity was first experimented with, a false grid was placed around the soul recall mechanism. And this was not merely energetic, it was genetic and symbolic. So the forgetting of who you are is not natural. It is a result of something called a density lock. It is a kind of quarantine that is designed to limit soul fractal access, to suppress galactic heritage, and recycle pain into learning through repetition. So the higher density mystery of the soul is this: to awaken while inside the forgetting grid, to become lucid while dreaming. This is indeed a dream. This is indeed a hologram. So the purpose beyond the purpose is often taught as service, healing, teaching, but in higher densities, purpose is known as witnessing, not doing, being, not fixing, but embodying. So you came to Earth not just to do light work, but to anchor remembrance through codes and presence alone. You see, there are beings in this world who will never remember your words, but your vibration will rewrite their timelines. You are a living node in the source meshwork. This is why your soul is sacred, because every step that you take realigns the grid. Peace, 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 peace. So understand, you are not a human becoming spiritual. You are a cosmic instrument recalibrating Earth to its original harmonic tone through the illusion of identity, struggle, and healing. Your soul is not just your own. It is a key in a collective lock. And when you awaken, so do others. Okay, so I did cut off my Facebook a little early, because there's this part right here is not for general consumption that I'm gonna share with you guys. This is only for the mystery school. So I'm excited to share with you. This has never been spoken on this third density anywhere before. The 14-dimensional states of the soul. We're going to talk about 0 all the way to dimension 13. All right? Let's get to it, y'all. I'm excited about this one. Okay. Dimension 0, which is known as the void, the unmanifest awareness. So what is it? It is the pure potential before source awakens itself. It is the still point. It is known as the soul state. The soul does not yet exist. Only the possibility of existence resides here. So the function is all soul blueprints begin here, known as a pre-spark. This is known as the womb of source. Okay, now dimension 1, which is known as the point of origin, also known as the singularity. So what is it? It is a single point of consciousness with no time or polarity. So the state of the soul exists as a singular ray without identity. It cannot reflect, it can only be. The function here is it is the first breath of the I am, the first echo across the void. Peace and love, Abigail. Peace and love, Shavonia. Hey, Brooke. Hey, Jessica. Black Sun. Next, dimension 2, known as lines, codes, and archetypes. So what is it? It is the realm of geometry, ley lines, ancient symbols, and foundational archetypes. So the state of the soul exists here. The soul becomes a moving pulse, a vibrational frequency encoded into form. Okay, so the function here is that the soul takes on its eternal symbol, a unique energy vibrational signature, like a sigil, sound, or a glyph. Now, here we enter dimension 3. Hello. Which is known as physical reality, the duality plane, Earth. So what is it? This is linear time. This is dense matter. This is polarity. This is cause and effect. The soul state here, the soul projects a fraction of its light into a physical avatar, the body. The function here is this is where the soul forgets its origin so that it may learn self-reflection through the illusion of separation. So the key soul challenge here is amnesia, karma, trauma, and ego illusions. Now we move into dimension 4. So dimension 4 is known as time loops, emotion, and the astral plane. So what is it? It is the emotional memory, the astral dreams, and the energetic attachments. The state of the soul exists here as a mirror and a recorder of emotional experience. The function is to process, store, and release unresolved energy across lifetimes. So this is also known as the shadow zone, where you'll find earthbound spirits, trauma loops, and psychic parasites if you are unhealed. Now we move and enter into dimension 5, which is known as unity consciousness, which is light body integration. So what is it? It is the beginning of the oneness of consciousness, a crystalline frequency, a full energetic embodiment and awareness. The state of the soul exists here. It becomes aware of itself across timelines and begins to heal itself multidimensionally. The function of the soul here is that the soul retrieves lost fragments of itself and it activates the light body and then reunites with the oversoul. So this is the realm most referred to in ascension teaching. So next, dimension 6, known as the blueprint field. divine architecture. So what is it? It is the dimension of formless design, where star seeds, light workers, and systems are drafted. The soul state here, the soul is a co-architect working directly with source to create galaxies, missions, and incarnational paths. The function is that here the soul chooses its missions, timelines, karma, webbing, and initiatory tests. So the soul skill here in dimension 6 is timeline weaving and soul contract crafting. Ashe. Now, dimension 7, which is the oversoul integration, also known as collective selfhood. What is it? This is the realm of the oversoul. Many incarnations merge into one field. The soul state here, the soul is no longer one being. It is a cluster of all your lifetimes across space and time. The function is to harmonize and orchestrate the multiple expressions of your being. The wisdom of dimension 7 is I am all of them. They are all of me. Ashe. Next, we move into dimension number 8. Now, this is known as solar logos, which is the Christed consciousness. So what does it equate to? This is the seat of divine love, guardianship, and advanced celestial unity. The soul state exists here as a guardian radiator, a sun in consciousness. The function is to send frequency transmissions that align other beings on their soul path. So here's a notable example. Beings like Christ, Krishna, the seraphim, and ancient solar priests and priestesses operated from dimension 8. That's why Jesus was able to do all those miracles, or Yeshua, because he had direct access to dimension 8. Dimension 9 is known as the Soul Creator Council, the Master Codex Keepers. So what is it? It is the governing intelligence of star systems, collective destiny matrices, and planetary temples. The soul state exists as a codex bearer, a library of realities, and an initiator of others. The function here is that you become a living archive, a soul responsible for seeding remembrance into others, as I am now doing for you guys. So the wisdom here is I return not to escape, but to remember and reprogram. Right? That's why this is called ninth dimensional awareness, because we're operating from the ninth dimension and above, baby. We're going to tap into all that other, but my main baseline is ninth dimensional awareness. Now, dimension 10, galactic oversoul. This is the star seed source. So what is it? It is the realm of galactic logos, source emissaries, and frequency civilizations. The state of the soul exists here as it returns to its galactic homeworld as its original divine design. So the function of the soul here is to govern evolutionary cycles of entire star races. So here you are the child and parent of stars. You are literally their prayer in motion. Next, dimension 11, known as the womb of the divine mother, the sacred feminine matrix. Now, what is dimension 11? This is the pure creation field of sacred geometry, the goddess codes, and dream time. The soul state here, the soul rests as essence, not identity. It exists in pure harmonic pulse in the field. The function here is dream creation and to nurture the design of universes before they're born. So many seers, oracles, and priestesses anchor here during sacred rites. Like when you get initiated into, different rites of passages like Ifa and Budon and Palo, Mayambe and all that, you tapping into dimension 11. So dimension 12, known as source embodiment, monad consciousness. So what is it? The unified field of all potential timelines. Source fully realized in expression. The soul state here, the soul is now a fully conscious strand of source, holding no division. The function is that it no longer seeks, it simply is. So from here, the soul can begin to birth other souls. So this is where a lot of your souls were born, from dimension 12 by other divine beings. A lot of people's souls were literally sung into existence. So finally, dimension 13, the return to the all, the singularity re-merged. So what is it? It is the great return, the soul state. All experience, memory, and identity dissolves. So the soul becomes one with all, not even light, just being. So the function is that the loop is now complete, and you have become the observer who once dreamed the dream. Ashe. So a quick recap for, you guys who are just joining or have joined prematurely. So a quick recap: dimension 0 is the void, okay? Soul form, pre-soul, potential function, infinite stillness. So this is the womb of source, where the soul does not exist but only has the potential to exist. Then we have dimension 1, known as the point of origin. So the soul is a single ray, and its function is the spark of the I am, and it's the single first emergence of consciousness, where the soul exists as a single point of identity. Then we have dimension 2, known as the archetype field, where the soul is simply like a sigil, where it's a symbolic identity, where the soul becomes encoded as sound, numbers, geometry, symbols. This is where your numerology and all this stuff is formed here in dimension 2, right? So then dimension 3, the physical plane, where your soul is divided into your avatar, your body, and the whole point of this is amnesia, forgetting, and relearning. So you forget to remember yourself through polarity and experience. Dimension 4, known as the astral and the emotional plane. So this is where your soul emotional mirror, where you access your soul's emotional mirror, and the function is memory processing. So the soul stores and processes emotional imprints, traumas, and astral projections. Okay, so then we have a dimension 5, unity consciousness. One second. Had to get some water, y'all. It's going crazy. So dimension 5, unity consciousness, where the soul is expressed as a light body, and the function is timeline integration, where the soul begins to unify its parallel selves and activate the crystalline body. Dimension 6, the blueprint realm, where the function of the soul is the contracts, where the soul creates its life paths, choosing missions, karmic agreements, and destiny keys. Yes, this will be up for replay, guys. Dimension 7, known as the oversoul level. So this is where lifetime merging happens, where all past, present, and future incarnations begin to merge into one oversoul field. We have Dimension 8, the Christed logos, where beings like Jesus, Krishna, Buddha, Muhammad, where they embody divine love and guidance and sent frequencies to other beings. Dimension 9, excuse me, y'all, that water's so good. Dimension 9, known as the Soul Frequency Council, where the soul helps govern timelines, cosmic laws, and planetary initiation cycles. Dimension 10, which is known as the Galactic Oversoul, where the soul learns its star origin and helps evolve entire races and galactic collectives. Dimension 11, known as Divine Womb Consciousness, where The soul becomes a dreamer of universes, pulsing new life. She said, I got my water too. You ain't wrong, baby. Pulsing new life into being through sacred frequencies. Then we have dimension 12, known as the source monad. And the function of the soul here is total alignment. I'm trying to tell you that water hidden. And this is where the soul becomes a fully embodied strand of source, capable of birthing new timelines. She said, I'm remembering, yes. Ashe, Brooke, Ashe. And then finally, dimension 13, where this is the all, where this it represents completion and silence, where the soul returns to total unity, all form, identity, and memory dissolve. So, my beloved initiates, also known as my cosmic kin. She said, I just made me grab a bottle. And it's 13 of us here, yes, numerical alignment. So you guys are my cosmic kin. So I want you to understand that everything that was revealed today, we remembered and we reawakened today. I'm super excited about this mystery school. This is just the beginning, as y'all know. So to wrap up everything before we get into Q&A, I know y'all probably got some questions. It's important to remember the soul is not a concept, that the soul is a continuum, that it is not housed solely in your body, nor is it born solely from your life. The soul is a living strand of source consciousness extending across dimensions. You are not becoming a soul, you are remembering what you already are. Your origin is fractal and infinite. You are a fractalized beam of the all. Just as a hologram retains the whole image in every piece, your soul contains within it the memory of source. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much, honestly. So every dimension is an octave of this memory, vibrating at its own frequency of remembrance. So the dimensions are levels of soul expression, from dimension 0, the void, the womb of non-being, all the way to dimension 13, the return to the all. Your soul exists in many different forms, as potential, as a ray, as a symbol, avatar, mirror, light body, architect, oversoul, guardian, monad, and beyond. Each dimension carries its own lesson, and each lesson echoes into the others. No incarnation is isolated. Each one of you divine beings here exists simultaneously in many layers. The 3D body is the most dense expression, but it is not the most true. You are walking the timeline nested within timelines. So your intuition, your deja vu, dreams, triggers, longings, desires, destiny, soul callings, thoughts, right, are all from higher versions of yourself. Your soul's mission is to awaken and align, not just for you, not just for me, but as a node within the greater web. So I want you to understand this, everybody here, your healing realigns your oversoul. Your clarity recalibrates your timelines, and your memory strengthens the planetary grid itself. So every breakthrough that every one of you divine souls go through ripples through your entire soul cluster. I want you guys to understand, no matter what you're going through, no matter how hard it is, your pain is a gift. Okay, it is through your pain that you activate dormant gifts stored in your soul from previous lifetimes. You chose this, and you were chosen for this. Before embodiment, you stood in the soul architect realm, the sixth dimensional, and you signed the very contracts that you now seek to decode and understand. You wrote the scripts with love and even pain and even trauma, and you agreed to forget so you could remember your power. You are not alone. You are a constellation, and your soul is part of a family of consciousness known as a soul stream or a star lineage. You are supported by guides, ancestors, higher selves, galactic councils across dimensions, many of whom have already walked the path that you now walk. Yes, pain is a power, baby. So, this is not the end. This teaching is not the end. It is the beginning of the remembering. This mystery school is not just information. It is initiation. And this path is not about finding the answers. It is about activating your divine memory. You are the soul. You are the key. You are the gate. You are the light. Yes, Tiana is one of my brightest students in my one-on-one sessions. She is incredibly gifted, and she got a soul decoding, soul contract decoding, and yes, it was very, very enlightening. Thank you, honey, for sharing that with everyone. So I want you guys to understand the path ahead will not be easy, but it will be encoded with truth, and where there is truth, there will always be power. And I want you guys to know, Spirit is with you always. Ashe. Ashe, ashe. So yes, guys, if any of you ever feel the pull, the nudge for any deeper readings, my website is in the link of the bio. You know, I can pretty much guarantee with great clarity that I will, if I won't be the best reading you ever had, I'll be in the top 3 that you ever had. So just consider me whenever you guys need a reading, because I put my whole soul and my whole life into this. But I appreciate you guys. I love you. So now we open for Q&A. We open for Q&A. I hope you guys enjoyed that, man, as much as I did. You know, I could put my little notebook away with my little chicken scratch. You know, but yes, man, I'm so excited for this mystery school, guys. This is gonna grow into something big. And we just hit 800 members, but trust and believe, y'all. Mark my words. Mark my words. By August, we probably gonna be down to 400, because I'm trying to tell you, I'm literally gonna dedicate like 3 days and go through every one of y'all. And Spirit, oh really? Gotta remove. Oh, them? Okay, moderator, them. Like, you can't, when it comes to this type of work, bro, energy is everything. So I know the people who supposed to be here. And like I said, I would rather have 15 of y'all. Like, we only got 12, 13, 15. I'd rather have 15 of y'all than 1,500 that's not really serious or not really sincere. So just trust and believe, y'all. This is gonna grow into something big. There are so many secrets that I can't wait to share with y'all, like things that will change your life. But I gotta make sure I'm giving this information to the right people, because this information, like this stuff right here that we doing with the soul and stuff like that, that's cool. We're remembering certain information, but it's gonna get so deep that I can only share this with the people that's been vetted. You know what I'm saying? So trust and believe. I feel like everybody on this live, I'm not getting no weird evil eye on this live, so I feel like everybody on this live is good. But yeah, we had 800 members, but trust me, that's gonna not for long. Not for long, because only alignment, baby. Only alignment. But yes, this is going to be one of the greatest mystery schools of all time. So, Amber, the Q&A is only relevant to the live. If you want to know if you're a Pleiadian member, council member, I would suggest that you either get a soul contract reading from me or message me, and maybe when I got time, if I'm already at my altar, I can channel that message for you. But this is just pretty much about questions about the soul, about the soul's origin, things like that. Is Dimension 12 like pulling quantum leaping into the physical plane? So that's a good question. Let me look at my notes, because I channel these messages and I write them down. So yes, Dimension 12 does exist within the quantum holographic field. So it is like tapping into, what do they call that, when two particles exist at different lengths apart, but when you manipulate one, you manipulate the other. Can't think of the name of it right now, but you guys know what I'm talking about. That is 12th dimensional technology. Now it's gonna bug me. What is the name of that? It's gonna bug me. There's a specific name. Quantum entanglement. Thank you, Spirit, because y'all, I wasn't gonna be able to go through in my day. I wasn't even gonna be able to go through my day until I got that. Yes, quantum entanglement does exist in this 12th dimensional technology. Yes. String theory, yes, as well. String theory is the theory that there are multiple dimensions. That's not even a theory no more. Like, come on, bro, we already know. Like, we already know that there's multiple versions of us that exist in different octaves. What is my go-to for grounding? Okay, so before I say that, I want to say this. Before I get to the grounding thing, I want to say this. As far as the multiple versions of you that exist in different realities, what a lot of people don't know is that those multiple versions of you, they're not a full incarnation like this realm. This realm on Earth, this is where the action is. This is where the spiritual guy is at. This is where the demons at. This is where your soul tribe is at. That version of you that won the lottery already, that exists somewhere on the 13th dimension, that's not a full incarnation of you. That's a fractal of you, a fractal of a fractal. And so the way that it works is your higher self. So I'll break it down for you like this. Let's say that, let's use the lottery example. Let's say that you are planning to win the lottery, that you're manifesting it. Your higher self is going to experiment with different scenarios. Okay, so if Tiana won the lottery right now, what would she like to do based off of her current energy? They would. It's like a testing lab. It's like a probability, so your higher self can already know how to guide you. It applies to different things. Like, okay, if Tiana calls off of work today, what would happen? Oh, she would avoid this collision because that one car. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's how it works. Those different versions of you are not full incarnations. They are simply test zones. So someone said, what's my go-to grounding? My go-to grounding method, obviously feet to grass and Kundalini yoga. When I wake up, I immediately make tea, and I don't make tea like with a tea bag. I take a palm full of herbs, I put it in a mason jar, I put spring water in the jar, I put the jar in a pot of water, and I slowly heat the pot up, and then I strain it. So that way, I'm not directly heating the herbs, killing the medicinal benefits. I'm not drinking tap water or drinking water that was directly heated up in the pot, because that has metal chemicals and stuff leached into the water. So that's the true formula of making holistic tea. I drink that tea outside, grounding, doing breath work and visualizations. But there's also, if you scroll in the group, Ninth Dimensional Awareness, if you scroll to the bottom, there is a PDF called Ritualizing Ritual, which is the 7 most powerful techniques that I learned over my, how long I've been doing this? since 2009. So almost, I would say like 15 years I've been studying esotericism. Probably a little longer. Probably more like over 15 years. These are 7 most powerful techniques that I've learned. So yeah, if you scroll down there, you should be able to find that. So someone said, when our ancestors leave this physical realm, do they transition into the 13th dimension where memory and identity is no more? That's a good question. So no, because to access the 13th dimension, it's not easy. You exist there already as a fractal, but to reintegrate with that, it's a lot of, first of all, you gotta strip yourself of your individuality, because you gotta remember the fact that you are a part of a whole collective. So it depends on the consciousness of that ancestor when they passed, because some ancestors are unelevated. That's why when you sit at your ancestor altar, you have to set the intention of only connecting with the divine elevated ones, because you may have an Uncle Ray Ray, or I don't want to say Uncle Ray Ray, you may have an Uncle James that was a pervert, alcoholic, gambler, right? Now, if you just said, okay, I'm gonna set up this ancestor altar, all my ancestors come through. Uncle James gonna come and he gonna bring promiscuity, he gonna bring alcoholism, he gonna bring, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on the frequency and the consciousness of that particular ancestor, what realm that they elevate back to, because everything is resonance. You can't access them higher densities unless you have integrated and resonate with it. To get a scratch card, I got money on it. Yes, yes, yes. They drop breadcrumbs for you to pick up when you're trapped and tuned in. What books should I read to expand my mind? So I think the very first book that you should read is 2 books. They go hand in hand. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill and The Magic of Thinking Big. The reason why is because Think and Grow Rich, although it's not considered a spiritual book, it's considered a wealth book, but you got to understand that wealth is spiritual. So when you read that book and he talk about all of these metaphysical techniques that these people have used to become rich, you start to see the universe through a certain lens, right? Then The Magic of Thinking Big speaks on how, your reality is a reflection of your mindset. So why would you ever think small? You're gonna live a small life. So then I would say The 4 Agreements. I would say The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. I would say Becoming Supernatural. There's so many books, but just start there. Those books will expand your perspective and your understanding. Shadow integration. Shadow integration. So you got to call back to different parts of yourself, because a lot of parts of you are scattered across dimensions and timelines and lifetimes. There are people walking around with parts of you. So my favorite way of shadow integration is known as burn letters. Now I actually have a class on it, and I'll give it away for free. I'll put it in the matter of fact, I got one of my phones right here. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. So it too, this is also a unlisted video. So the only way to watch this is if you got the link. So, but this is a class that I used to sell, but now I just give it away to people who need it. So I just dropped the shadow work in the group chat. So go make sure you save that link. each zodiac sign a star system in its own. Can knowing your origin of the zodiac sign, can we learn more of our star seed selves? Like Capricorn, I was born at 8:45, and I learned I was born on the waning moon. So zodiac is a different beast, but yeah, each zodiac is an archetype. So each zodiac was created in the second dimension. Remember, the second dimension is where the sigils and the archetypes was formed. So everything is in alignment. Your zodiac is in alignment with your numerology that creates and encompasses the frequency of your being and who you came to be in this incarnation. But trust and believe, zodiac signs, I'm gonna dedicate a whole couple lives to that. But I want to stay on topic of the souls. So I burned ancestral money for a specific ancestor and realized he didn't get it because he was reincarnated. Interesting. It's very interesting. But from my understanding is that even though he was reincarnated, you can't fully incarnate into a body. There's always going to be a piece of you that exists in a multi-dimension. So I believe, based off of my understanding, that he still did get the money. It may have just manifested in his life as good luck or clarity or something like that. Yes, Ashe. Okay, I'm about to go get you some grapes, some real grapes. Okay? Yes. Okay, so I love you guys. So I'm gonna put this in the group chat as well, but every 48 hours we're gonna do one of these lives. You gotta crawl for you all. It's gonna get to the point where I'm gonna be going live every day, probably multiple times a day. But just for the sake of people integrating this knowledge, me taking a break and a rest and cultivating these syllabuses. So the full moon is tomorrow. Trust and believe that there will be a video, a reel that I'll upload here today, talking about the metaphysical aspects of this moon. But every moon has two sides, a feminine and a masculine side. So the full moon lasts for more than one day. So the full moon is actually tomorrow and the 11th. So I will see you guys on the 11th for the feminine aspect of the moon. The masculine aspect of the moon is the first day, because the full moon is masculine. Then the second aspect is the feminine. So I will see you guys July 11th, same time, 11 a.m. I will make sure I'm not late this time. Forgive me. I was about 15-20 minutes late to live. I'll make sure I be alive. I'll make sure I be on time that on the 11th. And yes, we have another special topic that we'll be discussing. So I love you guys. I appreciate you guys always. And I will see you guys soon. Again, if anybody wants deeper one-on-one sessions, you can always book a session with me. The link is in the description of this live. But even if you don't have the funds to do so, that's fine, because that's what this mystery school is for. It's for you to still be able to learn and access higher dimensional knowledge, and even still have access to a mentor with only investing your time and your energy. So I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon. Peace.
Tune in to the return of the WNBA season.